Okay, so this is just gonna be a little topic video because
it's just regarding
yeah.
the basic news, or
Past little
like
while.
this past week, all the stuff that's been going on. Major things, like first topic.
Logan Paul and his whole Japanese
Okay.
thing.
So, I highly doubt any of you guys don't know the Logan Paul story and what's happening regarding that. But what happened was he just took his second trip back to Japan, and when he was vlogging, he encountered a dead person in the suicide forest, and the way he did it, he was completely disrespectful to the dead person and their family. And if you've seen any of his vlogs to Japan in general, he's just made a total, complete douche of himself, and has been completely disrespectful to the Japanese culture as a whole. And as for his apology video, I don't think the only reason I think he made an apology video was to have an apology video, because he didn't want to, lose his fans or so.
But then again, there is still the possibility that he really was sincere.
Yeah, but I mean, there is the possibility that he was indeed sincere with the apology video.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing how Logan is, I don't think he was sincere, or at least not entirely sincere. Because knowing Logan, he's in it for the money. He's making a lot. He's making big money off of YouTube. And I just don't think he was as sincere as he should have been, or completely apologetic. It wasn't something I felt was a genuine apology for what he'd done.
And the next topic is the Hawaii false missile alert.
Okay, so with the false missile alert in Hawaii, this happened today, and for any of you guys who watch the news, on TV, you saw people, were legitimately scared, and what happened was the government accidentally hit the wrong button during a shift change, and it sent a ballistic missile, incoming threat to a majority of the Japanese Hawaiian population. I don't know why I said Japanese. Hawaiian population. And so it scared the citizens, and the government didn't act in time, in an orderly fashion. It took them, what did you say, 2 hours?
Maybe 2 hours to 3.
Because I know it took a while, because I saw Supreme Patty post a video of it early today, and then I didn't see an actual apology or thing on it until this afternoon. And they should, in my opinion, they should have acted faster, because they had genuinely concerned and scared citizens, running through the streets trying to find safety.
At the most, I think it probably should have taken an hour to maybe an hour and a half.
I mean, at least they apologized for it, and when they did go and confirm that it was in fact a false, report, they didn't report it to the entire population at the time, and that in itself was bad. But,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. I accidentally forgot to start the timer.
You're good. The next one is racial firestorm surrounds Trump at Martin Luther King holiday.
Okay. So for any of you guys who've been paying attention to the news, I mean, you're watching a news report on the YouTube channel, so I assume you watch the news.
I mean, the most controversial one's going to be Logan Paul.
Trump recently called countries shitholes, and I mean, he's not entirely wrong, because if you look at it, there's two ways it is. When you're talking about taking immigrants in, which is what he was, he was referring to the countries they're coming from as being shitholes, you have two options. The first one is that the countries aren't shitholes, and then the question arises, why are we taking them in, providing all this stuff for them, if they could just stay in their own country where, it's nice, all that stuff. Or option two, they're legitimate shitholes, and they're trying to escape from it. Corrupt governments, economic crisis, all that. And
Civil wars.
I don't know why, the left has such a hard time understanding this concept. I mean, because everybody thinks it. You look at these third world countries, everybody, everybody thinks they're shitholes, but nobody's going to tell it how it is. And then Trump says it, and everybody erupts on him. But also in the midst of this, he had named, he made Martin Luther King's birthplace a national monument, which in my opinion, I was surprised that already hadn't happened. When I heard that, I'm like, well, that's kind of weird, because, you'd figured already be a monument, how some.
Well, I mean, the place he got shot at was made a national monument not too long after he had died.
Yeah.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. The next one is Russian relations at this time, due to the election and these past couple of years since the election started.
Yeah, they're tense, as you brought up. Oh my bad. But I don't think they're really gonna get worse than what they already are. Because both countries know that if you go to war with each other, it's gonna screw a lot of stuff up in this world. I mean, Russia and America are the two, dominating superpowers in in Earth, on Earth, not in Earth.
Middle Earth.
And yeah, everything's been it's been tense. We had the Cold War, and even afterwards, after the wall was torn down, all that, it was still really. We still have bad relations, but it's been more tense recently.
Even before, the Cold War relations with Russia were still shaky because, there's World War II.
Yeah.
And all that, everything that happened at that point in time. Because even though at that time Soviet Russia kind of were allies with America, they didn't really fight with them.
Yeah.
They fought on their own.
I mean, both are, it's been tense.
What am I doing?
Well, you just kind of switching. But, yeah, I mean, it's tense, but I don't think it's going to get more tense than this. I mean, I'm sure it may show off a little bit, but nothing like Cold War style. If it did, get to Cold War, I mean, obviously America would take it hardcore. That's how we are. We always try and outdo every other country. I mean, it's just in our nature to be like, yo, we're Americans. We're the best. That's how we are.
But, obviously in some fields America can't beat. Like, there's some technology companies that are way ahead.
Yeah, but they still try. America still tries. I mean, we live by the motto that we're in fact the best. And it's just how America is. But honestly, in my opinion, I really don't think it's going to get as tense as it did during the Cold War. Because most of this has started because of the Russia and Trump collusion allegations. And, most of them have been true, proven to be false. It's just, I think that's just the media reporting, saying, stuff's going to happen when in fact, Russia and America, it's not going to get any worse.
This next one is going to be the Winter Olympics in Seoul and the whole North Korea-South talk relations that recently.
The Winter Olympics this year are being held in Seoul, as you just said. And North Korea agreed to make talks with South Korea. I don't remember what it was being regarded over. I think it was.
I think safety measures. Just kind of make sure that North Korea doesn't really.
Because that defector got shot after he'd already crossed over into South Korea. He was taken over, and that violated the law that was set in place during the demilitarization zone. But also the Russian teams, were banned from the Winter Olympics due to performance-enhancing drugs found in a majority of the Olympians that were competing for Russia, along with bottles of clean pee, found in their, in the walls of their training places, in case they were drug tested. And maybe that ticked Russia off a little bit. It's just the dog.
Hopefully.
It is. Maybe that ticked Russia off just a little bit, but I don't think they're going to do anything, bad about it. It's like they're just out of the Olympics this year. They'll get over it.
Well, I mean, there's always the next one. I mean, as long as you don't have the same problem.
I mean, maybe they'll be a little salty about it.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do anything like, yo, man, we're going to, declare war on your country.
Chill. Okay, this next two are going to be about the 2020 election.
Okay.
So, the first one is Oprah 2020, win or lose.
For Oprah running for president in 2020, I wrote, is it good or not good? And personally, I find it hypocritical how Trump, liberals regarded him as a billionaire TV star, and he had no business running for, president. But in fact, I mean, he's a businessman. I mean, he was on The Apprentice, but, that wasn't his main selling point. I mean, he's a businessman. He makes deals. And regarding that, I think he had, a decent amount of experience going into his presidency, along with ideas. He has ideals that are for the American people. He's talked about this over the past couple of decades. But Oprah, on the other hand, she's a TV star, billionaire TV star, and she's running for president, just to show off against Trump. And sure, there's going to be people that are going to vote for her because, it's Oprah, they're going to vote for her because she's Oprah. That's how she is. But personally, I don't think she has any experience pertaining to the political spectrum in any way. that would make her a good president. And I know you're gonna bring up Kanye also running, and it's like I'm not saying Kanye's a bad guy. I mean, you know, he's a music artist, and you know he's got a couple good songs. But again, I don't think he has any like legitimate experience that would make him good in the political spectrum or for president of the United States.
Well, because, you know, at high school, the most politics people ever get into is oral communication, civics, and then voting to choose who you're going to vote for. But that's just, you know,
Yeah.
what's what.
But that's the difference. And from what I've, you know, heard, what I've seen, it seems that Trump's planning on running again in 2020. And at the rate he's going, I'd say my predictions are there's a high possibility that he's gonna He's gonna make the second term. If not, I'm pretty sure he'll probably run again and he'll make it. But I'm highly confident in the fact that he will indeed run and make a second term. And Oprah and Kanye.
It's gonna be a lot of whole celebrity.
There, like I said, there's gonna be people that are gonna vote for them, you know, just because they're who they are. But they really have no, like, experience or anything pertaining to politics in any way.
I mean, the most I've seen on her show is that, you know, she's interviewed politicians.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Do you think Hillary might run again if she announces it anytime soon?
I don't know. I think she says she'd run again, like, until she kept, like, it's probably incorrect, but I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that she's gonna try and run again until she wins.
She's just
but
thinking about
I don't think she's gonna win. Like, I know for a fact she's most likely not gonna win, nor like you know, less than that would she even run again after what happened.
Well, she's already gone like 3 times to
Yeah.
get president, but it's just at some point you're gonna have to eventually just face the fact that if you can't win after 3 tries, you might not be able to make it.
Yeah, I think she's probably out of, you know, running for president. If she does, like I said, I don't think she would get the votes or the electoral college. But that's my opinion. I mean, other people might see it another way. But judging on, you know, from what I've seen so far in regards to the American political system and what people think, I don't think she'd make it even if she did run.
Well, it's mainly, to me, I see it as this next election is going to have celebrity and then maybe a few old politicians from the previous election.
Yeah, you're going to have celebrities, career politicians, and you're going to have Trump again. And people are going to vote for celebrities because they're celebrities. People enjoy, you know, watching or listening to what they do. Yeah, the career politicians, they're going to, you know, it's just like every other election. They're going to get their supporters. They're going to be putting out their message. They're going to be trying to build it up. And then Trump already has his, like, you know, supporter base and all that. And I think in regards to that, he already has, you know, the odds stacked in his favor for the next election if he does decide to run, which from what I've heard, I'm pretty sure he will. But yeah, I think that about sums up everything we have here for this week so far. We plan on making this a weekly thing, or if not, maybe like
monthly.
Honestly, it may be just in terms of, you know, how much stuff happens pertaining to however many certain days, because, you know, some weeks are filled with stuff.
Other weeks have like one.
This past week, it's been a little slow with it picking up here towards the end, but this will definitely become a thing because, you know, it's definitely something that's interesting to do, much less, you know, just sitting here talking about the news. Yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight, guys. Stay tuned. We'll have more videos out soon. Until then, peace out.